Are you ready to level up your future? Every Saturday, PDTV brings you Maths class on PDTV YouTube channel, the place where knowledge meets opportunity.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV Maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. PDTV Maths every Saturday.
Hi, welcome everyone. Please let me know if my audio is doing well. Let me check. All right, so let's go. All right. So welcome guys, welcome to another informative and highly educational mathematics class here on PDTV at this time each and every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. All right. So for persons who are within the YouTube space, the link for the class has been added to the stream chat. All right, so please go ahead and click that link if you want to join the Google Meet session where you'll have more direct interaction with Mr. Thompson. All right, so again, the link is in the stream chat. So please go ahead and join. All right, so persons who are on the Google Meet space, this is a space where we interact and ask our questions so that we can have a fun and interactive class. All right. So I'm going to give us like a minute to kick things off so that we can move another step towards what we originally started out to do, which was to gain better understanding in the language of mathematics. All right, so Google Meet people, please let me know if my audio and my visual is up to scratch. All right.
I can see and hear.
Thank you very much. All right. Perfect. So let's see what's happening on the YouTube stream. School is in session. Thank you, Elaine. Valet Ramsey, always here. Good afternoon to everyone in the YouTube space and also for the persons who are joining the Google Meet space. All right, guys, so let's see the emojis in the YouTube chat, man. Make we warm up the class because rain a fall. So time kind of cool. So let me see some fire emojis in the YouTube space right now. All right. Very much chat. All right, let's go for the emojis, guys. You know, we use emojis to communicate a lot. Good afternoon, Georgia. Thompson. Let's go, guys, with the emojis. Let me play. All right. So, we have spent quite a few classes on algebra. And trust me, we haven't even scratched the surface of algebra. So, those topics that we covered are just a few of the basic topics from the concept of algebra. All right, but I'll just give you guys a little bit taste of the topic. But if I should spend every Saturday teaching algebra, we would still be on it for the rest of the year. That's how wide it is. But what you have gotten so far is a lot in order to cover higher order mathematical concepts. So in today's class, I'm going to move one step further on a different topic. So somebody asked me to cover area and perimeter. Now, I have my catalog of topics that I cover, but sometimes if somebody is having issues with a topic and it is suggested or recommended, I can just do a lesson on that topic in an effort to kind of cater to what you guys actually want. All right, so one last feedback. How is my audio? How is my visual? Before we kick things off. Audio and visual. Google Meet. We good?
It's good. It's good.
Okay, YouTube space, audio and visual. How are we there? YouTube space. Okay, thank you, Georgia. All right, perfect. So today we're going to be looking on area, starting specifically with the area of a triangle. All right, and this concept of trigonometry is very wide. So I'm going to cover some of the most troubled concepts from this topic so that you guys can improve your cognitive abilities when it comes on to trigonometry and geometry. And guys, I just want to say one last thing. The material that I pull to create these lessons, these are very appropriate information when it comes on to you guys getting the concept. All right, so don't take it for granted. Other people are paying thousands of dollars elsewhere to get this information. So please do not take the PDTV mathematics classes for granted. All right, now, area of a triangle. Ignore what is on screen in terms of the formula. When you hear of the word area, what comes to mind? So once you hear the word area, what comes to mind?
The inside of a shape.
Inside of a shape. All right, no problem. Anybody else? Area, what comes to mind? Google Meet, let's go. What comes to mind? Surface. All right. Anything else? All right, so inside of a shape or the surface, based on what you guys responded with. So those questions are kind of to get you guys a little bit engaged in terms of what the topic is going to be about. So let's take some time to cover the objectives. So students should be able to, 1, define a right angled triangle. 2, solve right angle. You'll hear me use right angled triangle and right triangle interchangeably. So they are the same concept. So right angled or right triangle. All right, so solve right triangles using the formula. And in this case, the formula, well, I'm not going to write it as yet. And it was just on screen. And also differentiate between right and non-right angles. And 4, apply the Heron's formula to find the area of a right triangle. All right, so that should have been area right here. So, Google Meet people, can you describe what is happening in the picture on screen? And YouTube space as well, what's going on in the picture on screen? So the
He's
picture.
finding how high the wall is or something.
All right, so somebody said something just now. I heard something about wall. Can you repeat that, please?
He's finding how high the wall is.
Okay, so he's measuring a length on the wall. What are those lengths, by the way? What are the lengths?
12 feet and 8 feet.
12 feet and 8 feet. Perfect. So in this scenario, a painter was called to design a section of a wall. So the residents of the house told him that they want the first portion to be shaped like a triangle, a right triangle. So they gave the painter the measurement of how high and how wide the triangle is going to be. So now the painter has just marked out the area, marked out the spot on the wall where he's going to paint. So in his head, he wants to know how much paint would be required to paint that section of the wall. So that's basically what he's thinking about now in order to get the job done. And I just want you guys to know, in a lot of situations outside the math classroom, there is a lot of maths happening. something as trivial as this, math is going on. So he wants to know how much paint he needs to mix so that he doesn't overmix and spoil his paint. So he is basically trying to find out the dash of the triangle. What do you think we're going to put in that space? Dash space. What is he trying to find? The dash of the triangle. Dash of the triangle. So if he measured everything already and want to know the total surface that he's going to paint, what is he trying to find for the triangle?
The area.
Okay, perfect. So he is trying to figure out the area of the triangle. And this is what will be the basis of our lesson today. So we're going to get back to his measurements so that we can help him out to solve the problem. All right, so let's go to some notes and explanation. Guys, this notes is some higher level notes information. So please, if you can screenshot it, if you can make a few short notes, it would be good. All right, so we're starting out with right angle triangle. What is special about a right angle triangle? What makes it a right angle? What makes a right triangle a right triangle? Let's go, guys. Let's get down in the meat of the matter now. What makes a right triangle a right triangle? All right, so somebody says 90 degree. Perfect. So once a triangle has a 90 degree inside, it is a right triangle or a right angle triangle, however you want to put it. All right, so let's review this definition on screen. So a right angle triangle or a right triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. So that's what categorizes a triangle. 3 sides, 3 angles, where one of the interior angles is exactly 90 degree. All right, so those are the 2 special characteristics of the right triangle. So in short, a right triangle has an internal angle of 90 degree. So if you don't know nothing else, you just know that once you hear right triangle, you think about 90 degree. All right. So the formula that we use to calculate the area of a right triangle is given by, let me jot this down. So area in this case, base times height times 2. So let me put this one down. B times H. That should be a H. Let me fix it. H times 2. However, you might also see the formula looking like this. Area equal half base times height, which is basically the same thing. And I'm going to use this as a teachable moment right now. to kind of bring some brighter perspective to this. Let's say we have area equal, let's say the base of something is 4 times the height is 3 divided by 2. So we're looking at this first formula right here. So if we multiply 4 by 3, what do we get? Simple question.
12.
Perfect. 12. 12, all right? And we brought down our 2 equal 6. I want us to look on the other variation as well, using the same numbers. If we say A equal half base, now remember, the base was 4, right? Half base times height is 3. So if we half of 4, half of the 4 times 3, 12. So if it's a half base, it's half times 12, which is the same thing as 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So whichever variation you see is just a slight shift, and it's nothing for you guys to worry about. Any question before I move on to the next slide? Any question? Google Meet? YouTube? All right. Hey, these roosters, they don't say anything until I start to teach the class, you know. For the entire morning, they're not making any sound. And as soon as I start the class, then 5, 6, 7, 8 rooster, they're just mad, they're not in the class. All right, so in this case, so we just differentiated between the two variations. So let's look at the reddish looking triangle. So the base is along the bottom right here, which we can explore a little bit more later because you can use whichever one to be the base if you rotate the triangle. But we'll get down into some of that further on in the lesson. All right, so this can be shortened to area equal half base times height, where B is the base length. So this length along the bottom here, that's the base, and H is the height of the triangle. So please remember that, guys. I know some of you might have seen this already, but I know we have some new people who don't really understand. So B base and H is for height of the triangle, and A stands for area. And then the 2 is just the constant 2. All right. What were the measurements of the triangle that the painter was measuring? Let me see if anybody remember.
12 feet and 8 feet.
All right. I'm gonna touch back on that. As the triangle is on screen, is this a right triangle? Question. As it is on screen, is it a right triangle? Let's go, guys. Is this triangle on screen a right triangle? Question is out there. Is this a right triangle?
No.
All right. Somebody said no, but I know they're not so unsure. And Google, well, YouTube space, 4 persons said yes. So Ramsey said yes. So Ramsey said yes. I don't want to spoil anybody's name, you know. Okay. What says yes? Georgia says yes. Akila says yes. Guys, no, this might be a very simple question. But even at the CXC level, trying to determine if it's a right triangle or a non-right triangle can determine a pass or a fail. And it's a very good thing I ask this question because everybody say yes. The one person who said no, she never sounded so sure. So she kind of over the yes part. And let me let in some people in the Google Meet. Then I come back. I can tell you guys, this is very Google Meet is open. So if you're on YouTube, please head over to the Google Meet space. A lot of things are happening over here. All right. So people said no. All right. So as it is on screen right now, we cannot state specifically if it's a right triangle unless we see the 90 degree or we see this symbol. If it's blank as it is, we don't know. But if we see this symbol, the square symbol in the corner right here, that means that measurement is 90 degrees. So it's now a right triangle. Okay, guys, don't forget that. So if it's as itself, just the 3 lines connected, we don't know as yet if it's a 90 degree. But if you teach up the 90 degree angle or the square box in the corner right here, then it is now a 90 degree angle. So, which means you can now apply the formula that is specific to 90 degree. Because I can touch on a formula right now to find the area of a triangle, but that's not the one that we use. And I'm going to differentiate between the two in this lesson. All right, so it's now a 90 degree because we put the symbol and everything at angle. So please remind me of the numbers now, guys. So which was the 12 and which was the 8? So what was the length of the base? So base. How's my audio? How's my visual? Ongoing feedback so I can know if anything is wrong. So what was the length of the
12.
Okay, height was just 12, so 12, so?
12 feet.
Okay, perfect. 12 feet. What about the base? Okay, YouTube said 8 feet. All right. Somebody said breaking up. So I just got a heavy shower of rain outside. So probably the Wi-Fi went up or something like that. So that might cause a little bit of interference in terms of the connection. All right, so now the height is 12 feet and the base is 8 feet. And applying our formula, guys, this is pretty straightforward. So you can't miss this one. So if after class finish, you learn one thing, ensure that you know how to find the area of a right triangle. So solution. Please take these notes. Whenever you're answering your problems on a test, exam, and especially the especially the C level, right mathematical statements. Switch this this mic. Give me a second. Let me switch this mic a bit. All right, guys, please give me some feedback on the audio. I switched the mic. It was giving a little bit of challenge. Just now. How is my audio now, guys? Because I don't want it to miss anything. Each eye breaking up. And a good mic, me have, you know. And then I can eat that mic, me have. So I probably adjust the internet. I get a little problem. But all right, hold on now. Get the rain, I come down here again, you know. So let me know how it's going. Let's show our rain outside now, you know. So hard show our rain out the door. Guys, please give some feedback on my audio. How is it going? Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Google.
are now.
Okay, good. I mean, I want to miss what I go on and you know, man, because I know for maths we have, you know. Only for maths we have right now to teach. And I want to miss it more when I go to school Monday morning. I go in a maths class and my brain just ready for class. All right, as I was saying, especially at the C-sec level, guys, your mathematical statements. Now, what does that mean? Everything that you're going to do, you can write a little statement so that the marker can know that's what you just did. So, for example, this is what I always do. So when I'm ready to do my solution, I put down my solution first, then I write the formula. Always write the formula. I'll give you 1 point already. This is high. So I might be in and out a little bit. I'm seeing on my phone that the network is very poor. A lot of rain is falling on the So my connection is kind of low. All right, so starting out with our formula, which is base times height. So your teacher actually give you half mark for that already. The signal is kind of poor. Give me a second. Okay. Let's go again from beginning. Google Meet, how is my audio going?
It's good now.
Are we here?
It's doing good.
Oi. Google Meet people, how is my audio?
It's good.
Hello, Google Meet, are we here?
The audio is good.
You, how's my audio? How is the visual going? All right, so I'm gonna continue, and if you are not getting any feed, please let me know. Somebody said it's okay, it's not my fault, it was on their end, but I'm not getting any hears from anybody. All right, hold on. Google me, are you here? Not current on the outside now, guys. Probably that's what is affecting the stuff. All right, thanks for understanding, guys. All right, let's go again. So, come on, we have our only arena going right here, so it's probably. All right, so let's get back in the. All right, perfect. So now that, oh yes, that lightning was so bright. All right, so now that we have our formula, we need our base. Our base is 8 feet, right? So let's get the base. So area equal our half. The base is 8. And I can put these in parentheses as well, guys. So the base is 8 and the height is 12. All right, one of your smart math students, what is 8 times 12? 8 times, guys, let's go. What is 8 multiplied by 12?
96.
One of your bright, smart student. 8 times 12 gives us what?
96.
Smart student, what is 8 times 12?
96.
Okay?
96.
Okay. All right, 96. So this 96 came from the base times. Remember, we have the half on the outside. Pay attention to this now, guys. Multiplying by a half is the same thing as dividing by 2. So 96 times a half can also be represented as 96 divided by 2. Same thing as 96 divided by 2. So what's our final answer for the area?
48.
So that's 48. 48 what?
Feet square.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. What not draw TV, matter we love. PDTV maths every Saturday. PDTV maths, come learn the right
Are you ready to level up your future? Every Saturday, PDTV brings you maths class on PDTV YouTube channel, the place where knowledge meets opportunity.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. PDTV maths every Saturday.
From nature to you, straight from the tree to everyday living. So why the hassle when it's already done for you? Stop searching, looking for pure natural coconut oil you can trust? Aruka Distribution has the answer. Only Coconuts brings you 2 premium options, virgin coconut oil and refined coconut oil. Our virgin coconut oil is cold pressed to preserve its natural fragrance and nutrients, perfect for skincare, hair care, oral health and low temperature cooking. For higher heat cooking, choose our refined coconut oil, with a neutral scent, high smoke point, and cholesterol-free goodness for everyday meals. 2 oils, 2 purposes, 1 pure standard. Available at supermarkets and pharmacies island-wide. Nature's gift for you. The difference is clear, only coconuts. Call or email us today.
Are you ready to level up your future? Every Saturday, PDTV brings you maths class on PDTV YouTube channel, the place where knowledge meets opportunity.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV Maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Master what we say, master what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. PDTV Maths every Saturday. High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV Maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. So you all jump on the bus, let's go to where your future is bright. Master what we say, master what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. What not draw TV, matter we love. PDTV Maths every Saturday. PDTV Maths, come learn the right
Greetings, Massive. This is Yinga, and I'm inviting you to the She Breaks Chains Women's Empowerment Conference. You can tell the status of a nation by how it treats its women, so I'm inviting you to celebrate our women on April 4 at the Jamaica Conference Center. There will be a beautiful flurry of panelists, and I hope to see you there. Please secure your ticket now.
All right, guys, that was a major disruption due to the heavy wind and rain that is happening right now. So my apologies for all that. Well, that's not my fault, but I'm just letting you know what is happening. There's actually a mini thunderstorm on the outside. Lots of rain and water. Lightning flash and everything just chip out. I had to backup power source. And we're back again online, guys. We're live. Google Meet people, talk to me, please. YouTube space.
Very
We're
loud and clear.
Thank you. YouTube, what's going on YouTube? Let's go, guys. Thunderstorm on the outside. But it won't stop our class, guys. We're going and going. We have the power source then. Are we do this again? All right, guys. So we did the first example. YouTube space, let me know if we're good. Perfect. So we did the first example, guys. I'm going to do the second example with you. All right. So in the blue triangle, our base is 20 and our height is 15. What is the area of this triangle? Let's go, guys. Area of the triangle, base is 20, height is 15. So these two on screen are for you guys to complete right now. So what is the area of the first triangle? Google Meet. What's the area? I say 150 meter square. Anybody else? Google Meet, what's your response? All right, so remember how we started out. So solution. And I can tell you, if you start to write your solutions like this, your teacher are going to look for you different and know that you have an idea of what is going on. All right, so solution. So first thing we need is our formula. Half base times height. All right, so that's the area. Half. Google Meet, what is our base?
20.
Perfect. 20 times our height.
15.
What is our height? 15. All right. But we can put this centimeter outside. Equal half. What is 20 times 15? 20 times 15 is what?
300.
Very good. 300. And remember that we said multiplying by a half is the same thing as dividing by 2. So 300 divided by 2, that gives us 150 cm square. And we put square because we are looking at area. So we have to put the square. If you put 150, the answer wrong. If you put 150 centimeter, the answer is wrong. You have to include the square. That is that. The square is at the top right hand side because we are looking at area. All right. So move on to question number 2, guys. So we're working on the area for question 2. Which two numbers will we need in this solution?
15 and 8.
15 and 8. So this is our base. This is our height. This 17 right here is for the side that we're going to explore in some more advanced level triangle activity. We're going to with ourselves this 17 as it. Google Meet here. Solution. Guys, it is important that whenever you're dealing with problems that have a formula, write the formula first. So first thing you write is solution, put a formula after. If it's a question that has a formula, all right, base times height. Those can be put in. So area equals what? So Google Meet, people talk to me now. Half times what? Google Meet space. Talk
15 times 8.
Okay. 15 times 8. What's the 8 times 10, 80, 8, 5, 40. If my maths is correct. Google Meet people, what's our result?
120.
Okay. All right, so that gives us our 60 centimeters square. I'm not hearing anything from YouTube. Okay. Oh, we're doing inch. Right, so 60 square inches. All right. Square inch. All right, that's just the old-fashioned way of writing it, guys, right? We're still on the right track. All right, so we're going to have to make up a little bit for the time lost. All right, so let's say our triangle. Let me connect my next earphone. Let's say my triangle is not a right angled triangle. But we are still required to calculate the area of the triangle. And this is what I was referring to earlier when I said it is important to identify which triangle we are working with so that you can know what formula to use. All right, guys, how is my audio? How is my visual? Please give some feedback.
Good.
YouTube,
The audio
please give
was
some
good.
feedback. Audio and visual.
Good.
Okay. All right. So I want to introduce us to a second type of formula. And it is important that you know the difference. If you're asked to find the area of a right triangle, and the teacher tell you specifically that it's a right triangle, or if you see the icon or the 90 degree and you are given the base and the height, without a doubt, apply the half base. All right, without a doubt, apply the half base times height formula. However, if you're given a triangle and teach us to find the area, and you're given all three sides and no angle within, so the angle doesn't even have to be a 90-degree angle on the inside. We use the Heron's formula. And the definition for the Heron's formula like this. Heron's formula is used to find the area of any triangle when all three sides are known. YouTube, let me see some emojis in the chat, please and thanks. Let's see emojis, YouTube. Hey man, the emoji them free. Use them up, man. So I can know if my system is running well. As I said, for the Heron's formula, it is applied whenever Heron's formula is applied whenever all three sides are given. So let's say we have the length for A, we have B, and we have C. That's when we can use the Heron's formula. And the Heron's is kind of different from the half base times height, you know, guys. That one is kind of a bit more technical. But right here on PDTV mathematics class, you know, so we unlock all the secret to mathematics. So looking at the formula is big and intimidating, but it's a basic formula. Look at this now, guys. So I'm gonna use my laser pointer. Let me see if you guys seeing it. No, I'm not see it. All right, let's use the highlighter. If you look at side A, right here, all right, A, that is where side A goes in the formula. And if you look at side C, Well, I kind of skip B. Let's look at B. Let's do it in order. If you look at side B goes here in the formula. All right. And if you look at side C is right here. So I just wanted to see how this formula is, let me see, put together. S represents the semi-perimeter. And we're going to touch on perimeter. So perimeter means distance around. And the prefix semi means a half. You might find other definition when it comes down to semi, but just like a semicircle is a half of a circle. So a semi-perimeter is just half of the entire length that is around. So that's how you get your S. All right, I'm going to do an example so you guys can see it. So looking at the formula, we have A, which means area. And this symbol right here is the square root symbol. It is not a division sign. So it's not this. It is the square root symbol that is going to be the final calculation that we do. But we're breaking down the formula a little bit, guys. So the A stands for area, equal, and everything that is in here should be under the square root sign. Remember, everything that is in here, the S and everything here, should be under the square root sign. And this formula is pretty lengthy. So I'm going to do an example so you guys can see it. How's my audio and visual, guys? Let me know, please, and thanks.
We're seeing clear.
Good, sir.
Okay, perfect. Any question about the Heron's formula?
Yeah.
Anybody seen this formula for the first time? If you've seen the Heron's formula for the first time, YouTube, write first time in the chat. If you've seen this formula for the first time, write first time in the chat. Perfect. And if you notice, guys, the S is here. Okay, a lot of first timers on this formula. But remember, when you leave maths class on a Saturday, if you feel like you learn something, we're not going to do the blank brain thing after class done. So the S will start as the first letter under the bracket with the square root sign. And within the parentheses, we have a S minus A, which is side A. We have a second parentheses, S minus B, which is side B. And we have a third parentheses, S minus C, which is side C. And I'm going to do an example right now so you guys can see it.
I have a question.
On screen here, we have, I'll just use a different page.
The Thompson.
Hey man, thanks to message me ask me what time so finished, but what's the class I figure on already. All right. Let me bring in a brand new page. So as I said, guys, the Heron's formula can be used to find the area of a triangle without a 90-degree. So it doesn't have to be a 90-degree triangle. But once all the sides are given, then we can apply the Heron's formula. And I'm pulling up a brand new one right now so you guys can see this loud and clear. Google Meet, first time seeing this formula?
Yeah, first time.
Okay, first time. So Mr. Thompson
No, sir.
is the one who brought the Heron's formula to you. All right, let's say we have a triangle, not drawn to scale. Oh, a line straight. All right, let's go. Let's say this is my triangle, guys. So it is important to identify the type of triangle. Let's say this is side A, that looks like a number 9. Let's say this is side A with a length of 4 meters. All right, guys, time to focus now, you know. Side B with a length of 3 meters. And side C with a length of, let's say, 5 meters. Now, right off the bat, guys, because the 90-degree was not stated and there is no square symbol within the triangle to indicate that it's a right triangle, we do not need to use the half base times height. So this triangle is a non-right triangle. Non-right triangle. All right? So we're going to use the Heron's formula. So as I said, whenever you're doing your solution, just scroll along on the page a bit and write solution. So your teacher cannot question what is going on here. So the formula, I'm going to write the formula first. That's going to be area equal the square root of S. You know what? I'm going to, of S minus A, close bracket, open bracket, S minus B, bracket again, S minus C. So guys, that is the formula. So always have a formula written on a piece of paper once it is allowed in the test or the exam, or they will provide it for you. How do we get our S, guys? Where does the S come from? The S is the semi-perimeter. So finding semi-perimeter. That's what the S stands for. So that's going to be equal to A plus B plus C divided by 2. Based on the triangle at the top, what is the length of A?
4 meters.
4 meters. Thank you. 4 meters. So let's put the 4 meter right here. What's the length of B?
3 meters.
Thank you. 3 meters. And C?
5 meters.
5 meters. All divided by 2. So this is going to give us a total of 12 meter divided by 2, which is equal to what?
6 meters.
6 meter. So our semi-perimeter is 6 meter. So we can eliminate this 6, the meter for now, guys. So once we found our semi-perimeter, we can go back to the formula and write in our numbers. So let's do the formula again. Because we found our semi-perimeter, which is 6. And that's going to be our S in the formula. So everywhere that you see the letter S, you're going to put the number 6. Then everything else is going to remain the same. So let's go. So square root. So inside the square root, we started out with 6. We're going to need 3 sets of parentheses or brackets. All right, so once you write your semi-perimeter, we're going to need 3 sets of parentheses. Remember, we have 4 S's in the formula. So we can put 6 here, 6 here, and 6 here. Because all of those places, I don't need this. Hold on, let me. All right. So we can put our 4 6s in because all of those places where you see the S, our semi-perimeter is going to go there. So now let's work on the parentheses. So for the first parentheses, where we have A, our A on the triangle is 4. So we're going to have a minus 4 right here because A was 4. And in the second parentheses, minus our B was 3. This is the 3. So take our 3 and put our 3 right here. And in the third parentheses, our C is 5. So minus 5. All right, for the person who is asking where in life do we use these type of mathematics, I can tell you. A lot of times, students who ask those type of questions, but it's a good question. Those people don't really go as high in mathematical careers to even apply these types of problems. So there's a place for them in reality. A lot of times kids say, oh, but sir, we're not going to use those in real life. Who tell you that they don't use them? Of course we use them, but you just did not, are not planning to pursue the career that utilizes these different types of mathematical concepts. If you want to use them in real life, yeah, all you have to do, choose a career path that deals with a lot of mathematics. That's how we use them. Same thing like any other subject. Each subject has its own area of applicability or application. So in geography class, sir, where are we going to use these geographical concepts? Probably if you turn a meteorologist, you will use them. But if you go to something else, it might seem as if it is not relevant. Same thing for maths. If you choose professions or careers in math field, then you'll exhaust majority of the topics in mathematics. I can tell you that. All right. So this now is where we break down the thing. Keep the square root for the last. So now we're going to do some calculation on the inside. So square root 6. Guys, I know this one is pretty Heavy, but you'll get it. Someone has a question. Perfect. What's the question? So focus on the what's in the parentheses first. All right, someone has a question. YouTube, let me see the question. All right, so we're gonna do the parentheses first. So we put back our 6. So then we have 6 minus 4 that gives us a 2. So that's where this comes from. 6 minus 4 gave us a 2. 6 minus 3 gave us a 3. And 6 minus 5 gave us a 1. So the parentheses is getting smaller and smaller. Square root again. So now all these 4 numbers under the square root is now ready to be multiplied. Which bright student want to multiply these numbers for me? Which bright student want to multiply these numbers? All right, 6 2s, 12. 12 times 3, 36 times 1, 36. Perfect. 36 is left under the square root. And once it is under the square root, what is the square root of 36? Which bright sparks want to tell me? Square root of 36, what's that? Square root of 36. What number can you multiply by itself that will give us 36? What number? Perfect. 6. So the area of this non-right angled triangle is 6 meter square. Any question? Because this one was super heavy, but if you reflect on the different stages that were involved and treat them separately, you will overcome this hurdle. As nothing in math is hard, probably just not used to it as you should. All right, let me check. Let me check with my team. Because what I do on next question right now. Right now, what I run on next question. All right. Any question, guys? This is the time when you ask a question. Google Meet, people. I know this wasn't so clear. Google Meet, what's your question? Before I move on, because I don't want anybody to be left behind. YouTube space, please give me some feedback in the chat so I can know what's going on. What's the concerns? Perfect. Somebody said I'm learning. If you're learning, put learning, let me see what I go on, because we need to know so things are going. You understand?
I have a question.
All right. Who else are learning on YouTube? Let me see what I go on. Google Meet, if you are learning, let me hear your voice. Stay I learn. Google Meet, if you're learning, let me hear the voice them. So we're learning, please.
Learning.
All right. All right. So it's hard if it's not understood clearly. Nice one, you understand it. Positive vibes. All right.
I have a question.
Google Meet. Going once. Going twice. 3 times and we're out. All right. So question. So this formula can be used for any triangle that is not right. Perfect. So once. All right. Look at this again, guys. Let's say, for example, let's say you get a right triangle and you got all 3 sides. And I think there was a question previously where we had that situation. Let me start the explanation here. Let's say we get a triangle and we have all 3 sides of that triangle. Also, the triangle is a right triangle. So in this scenario here, we could use Marsha. Somebody say Marsha has a question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Hold on, let me make a check here, guys, please.
I do have a question.
Marsha. If may I skip over Marsha, please. Forgive me. Let me see Marsha. Where's Marsha? Let me check the
What? Who
I
are
can't
you?
hear Marsha somewhere. Hold on there.
I have a question. Good morning.
Hold on, guys.
Good morning, everyone. Good
Let me try to
morning.
connect back to Marsha right now because I never hear Marsha, you know.
Yeah, I do have a
But
question.
we're gonna address Marsha right now.
Wait, okay?
Wait a
Wait.
second.
Gosh. You
Oh,
can't hear me.
Marsha Adams. I
You
wasn't
can't hear
hearing
me.
you.
I'm here. I have a question. You're so cute.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to log back into the stream settings to get Marsha back on board. So Marsha, let me know if you hear if you hear me now, please.
I am.
All right, guys. Marsha, let me know what's going on. I'm not hearing you. Marsha, check some settings on your device because I'm not seeing any notification like you're making any comment or anything. I'm not hearing. Marsha, I'm not hearing Marsha. So if you text the Marsha, if you're on Google Meet, please type the question in the text section, please. Google Meet people, let me know if my audio is okay, please and thanks.
Hi.
It's good.
As Marsha is on Google Meet, but I'm not hearing.
The audio is good.
People are talking, but I'm not hearing them at all. Hold on, give me a second. Marsha, testing Google Meet. Let's go, guys. Google Meet. Let me know if you're
I can hear you.
Google Meet, but I'm not hearing.
I can hear you.
Hold on there, guys. Let's run it again. Testing Google Meet. Marsha, Jade, perfect. So me just get Google Meet now.
Yeah.
Marsha, thank you. What was your question? Sorry about that.
Yeah. My question was, you know how a previous person said how the formula can be used? You know, if you were like a builder, would they use the same like formula for building if you're or like a building or
You finished the question? Still asking?
yeah. So you know how some people are builders, what like would they use like a certain equation to figure out how they're gonna build the building or like just a
Okay.
building?
All right. Perfect question. Thanks for the question. All right. Let's say it's a case where since we're on the topic of triangles, let's say it's something that is more specific to this topic. Let's say somebody wants a physical structure to be built that requires a perfect 90-degree type of construction. And they also want, let's say, for example, a triangular building, right?
Yeah.
Where the manager says, I want this to be a perfect 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle at the base here, with the height being a certain number and the base being a certain number. It is these mathematical concepts that we go back to in order to get the measurement way more accurate than if we were to do it from our heads. So you could have just went along and guessed the measurement or guessed the equation, but we apply these concepts mathematically or go back to some basic type of information, then we can get the job done. And it's the same thing in, let's say for example, you're finding the slope of a hill. Let's say this is a hill or a mountain. You find a certain slope or how steep the hill is. Let's say it's in the form of a triangle. This is the road, this is the hill, this is the peak of the mountain, and that's the other slope. There are specific mathematical equations that we use to find out how steep the hill is. And depending on how deep we go in the topics, we're going to cover a lot of those. So most certainly, there are mathematical equations that are specific to a lot of
give me a question.
concepts. Go again?
Give me a question.
All right. So, well, I was just addressing your question. Just a question, and I hope that finished your question. All right. So the Heron's formula that we were just discussing just now, I want you guys to work on this one, this example. No, I'm not going to give you that. Be going. I want to work on this one. So use the Heron's formula.
I have it.
Okay, I have the Heron's formula. That is lovely. I'm going to keep it right here. Use the Heron's formula to, and we're just covering this one last question, guys, and then we
Okay.
wrap things up because.
I'm sorry about that.
So this is our triangle.
Okay.
All right. And then this is our, let's call this A, B,
Where can't see everybody face?
C. What's that?
Where can't see everybody face?
Your audio is kind of low.
Okay.
All right. So A, let's say A is 3, B is 6, C is 6, and B is 8. All right, guys. So please use the Heron's formula to calculate the area of this triangle. Let me see. YouTube space. So are things on YouTube. All right, things on YouTube. All right, guys. Guess what we're gonna do? Take a picture of this one. You're gonna do this one for your homework, because if I give you this one to do now, you're gonna take some time plus to cover it. I'm gonna also take up a lot of time, and we have other programs to run on the channel. So please take a picture of the problem on screen. Do it for homework. We're gonna touch this first thing the next time we meet. All right, so that's the goal, guys. So do it now. Take a screenshot, and we're gonna do that for homework. We're touching it as the next class.
But sir, I'm not in your school.
Guys, take a screenshot on screen of what's on screen, and next class we cover it. I'm gonna wrap things up now. So thank you very much for attending,
Homework.
and
Bye.
we'll meet in the next class. Please and thanks. All right, guys. So have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too.
High schoolers, level up your brain. PDTV Maths sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions, all made simple, all made fun. all jump on the bus. Let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. What not draw TV.